what may be the hottest year in history, scientists have recorded radical changes to the permafrost in Antarctica.
The Pandora virus, a so-called giant virus with the largest genome size ever recorded.
The crabs also display increased aggression, even towards larger predators.
A striking new weather anomaly has claimed many coastlines around the world. NASA is examining these clouds to figure out...
We've detected large amounts of an organic composite. So far, the sample doesn't match any of the DNA records we've compared it with.
We all saw it. Those creatures coming out of the sea on that oil rig.
The president has declared a national emergency.
It's obvious that what we're dealing with here is a biological weapon. As of today, we are at war.
It's taking their minds. I saw them walk right into the sea. Thousands of people. Thousands.
The mist is gone, but the city is dead. The roads are broken. You must join one of the havens. Do not attempt to survive on your own.
Ladies and gentlemen, Phoenix Point. This was sent to me for free for review by the developer, but I was not paid and my opinions are my own. This is a turn-based tactical game made by Julian Gollop, the same guy behind the first two original XCOM games back in 1993 and 1994. Considering how much of those that I've done Let's Plays on throughout the years, I'm hugely looking forward to this, and I'm very excited to have gotten my hands on it. We'll be doing a full playthrough of this unless something goes really super horribly, terribly wrong, but I don't think that'll happen. Should be okay. I've already played through the tutorial, so I kind of sort of know what I'm doing, and I'll walk you through as we go by. The tutorial off, although the tutorial is pretty okay. It's not bad. It's a bit hand-holdy at first, but it does a really good job of walking you through everything and a lot of different aspects of the game. And difficulty-wise, I think we'll just go for veteran just to check it out. I mean, why not? We can always bump up the difficulty later, I'm sure.
The Phoenix Project was founded on October 24th, 1945. The Second War to end all wars was over, but there were those who understood that we could no longer afford to think in terms of nations and empires. For a time, the Phoenix Project successfully navigated the political conflicts of its era. That was our golden age. Phoenix Project operatives scoured the world for clues. We had bases in 24 countries. Even the heavens were not off limits. But out there, on the far side of the moon, began our downfall. The failure of the Phoenix 2 mission exposed us to our enemies in the UN. Stripped of resources and scattered to the winds, we were reduced to a secret, a memory. When the Pandora virus woke up, we should have been the first line of defense. When huge clouds of mist appeared over the sea, when people started vanishing, we should have figured out what was going on. And when those people started coming back, changed, hostile, alien, we should have been ready to fight, but we failed. The ecosystem started to change, imperceptibly at first, then faster and faster. 3 factions arose. New Jericho, trying to restore order and purity. Sanhedrin, hoping to build a world without hierarchies. And the disciples of Anu, a new syncretic religion dedicated to adaptation and biological change. At war with the world, and at odds with each other, these factions cannot find a way forward. Now the mist is returning, and armies are rising from the sea. Without the Phoenix Project, humanity will fall. It's time to rise from the ashes.
And written, starting, looks like up by Canada or so? Oh no, we're on, oh, okay. We're up in like way northern Russia, it seems. Okay. So, geoscape stuff, you can probably imagine, if you're familiar with these games, you can probably figure out what all of this is. We have our base here though, and our little craft that we use for exploration. The yellow circle being our sort of fuel range type thing, and we automatically refuel with fuel when we arrive at any destination. So that sort of prevents you from just jumping across the world in one go. You have to make a bunch of stops along the way, at least with the Manticore. I don't know if there's other craft later on that we can do. Research, we need to bang out atmospheric analysis straight away to figure out what the mist is and track it a little bit better. So we'll go for that. It'll take 6 hours, not too bad. Personnel-wise, we start with a heavy dude who's got a jetpack and a cool, awesome shotgun type thing, which is a little bit buggy, but I'll get into that later on. We have 3 standard assault people and then a sniper. And all of them I can customize, and will be customizing right now with the Patreon name in-game reward. Betor. The Few. Zekel. Or Zekel. Something like that. Myleth. And Solus. Customizability is not super duper great. I'm not a fan of the whole hair color, like you have to choose a color from a listing type deal and you can't really pull this out and see the listing or a grid type thing or anything like that. It's a bit meh, but yeah, it's okay. It gives you a little bit of customizability, if nothing else, and I imagine maybe there's, I don't know if there's mod capabilities or not. Like, there are some wild colors and all that, so you can go a little bit crazy with it if you want. For the most part, I think I'll leave people at just the basic gray, orange, beige type combo that it typically has, and we can get fancier with it as they actually get promotions and all that. But, yeah, we'll see. Training-wise, we gain Phoenix Point SP when we complete missions. Depending on how well we do, we accumulate that. That can be used by anybody. Soldier SP is used specifically for the soldier, and they get that when they level. And leveling happens when they obviously get enough experience. We spend the SP, whether it be Soldier or Phoenix SP, on improving their attributes, or giving them a, I don't know, like a passive or ability type deal. The top row there being specific to their class. Every class has those, the bottom row being a bit random. And sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's not. I kind of like it. Kind of. I don't know though. It seems a bit basic. I'd like there to be more, but it does give you some pretty okay cool every now and again type things. Like we got like 2 people here have expert thrower, interestingly. Silenced weapon proficiency, expert rifles and handguns is pretty sweet because you're already proficient with that, so that's an additional damage with all of that, which is great. Technically these guys can use whatever weapon I give them, but if they're using a weapon that they're not proficient in, granted by just their first base training, like if I give Myleth a sniper rifle, they'll be much less accurate with it and will probably fumble their attack. And that's just, you spend the AP attacking, but you don't actually attack. It's a bit garbage. Nothing you really want to have happen. Expert at heavy weapons here. Handgun proficiency, interestingly, and another expert thrower. Expert rifles and handguns works out for the few because you can use pistols, so that's fine. Ignore that, I guess. Expert melee, it's a bit strange. At the 4th rank, we can unlock a new class, and you can then kind of hybrid and stuff, which gives you some pretty okay opportunities down the road. And there are also additional classes that you research, I believe. I haven't researched one, but I've seen the AI researching one. And by the AI, I do mean factions, which we need to head out and find. There were the 3 main factions that the intro thing told us about. They'll each have their own agendas and their own things going on, and we have to kind of balance how much they like us and how much they hate us. It's through them that we get recruits and equipment, and we can raid them for resources and all sorts of crazy stuff. Is there something I'm forgetting quickly? Bases. We should build a food thing, because we're quickly dropping food. The 5 soldiers we have are consuming food, so we're losing a bunch every turn. We need to build a food production to give us 8 food per day. So we'll be netting positive +3. It's a bit expensive resource-wise, but it's worth it. And power-wise, we're still okay. I think I'll also maybe get a fabrication plant or perhaps another research lab, because we're going to be doing a lot of that stuff. Fabrication, access lift, store. Oh, research lab. But I can't do that yet. Oh, okay. Fine. Well, I'll do a fabrication plant, at least. So there. So when it comes time to manufacture stuff, we'll manufacture it pretty quickly. And we'll head out. And explore. Fort Rand is a haven run by New Jericho, which means that normally things are quiet and under control, but right now there is an emergency. A group of soldiers is on a killing spree. It began with strange dreams, voices heard in the night, a local doctor tells our operatives. They cannot detect any physiological changes, and there were certainly no signs of infection, but their behavior simply cannot be explained by PTSD or similar conditions, which we at New Jericho are sadly quite familiar with. It's like something has driven them mad. If we stop these soldiers, New Jericho will undoubtedly be grateful to us. We're going to absolutely be doing that. And since there's not really a whole lot else I can do right now, I suppose I'll just go ahead and do it. Why not? We get one last chance to modify training and equipment. The game warning me that there are empty ready item slots here, which is this business. Give you a bit more ammo. And I think I'll give you a grenade. Can you also hold a med kit? You can, and that fills you up. Okay. So we'll do that. I guess you can have each ammo type and a med kit ready to go. You obviously get ammo and a med kit. And that'll be just kind of our default thing, I think. For now, there's not a whole lot we can do. Down the road, different armors will actually unlock different things for you, modifying your perception and stealth and all that jazz. Can I actually swap the heavy armor onto other people? I guess not, huh? I can. You look really interesting. Does that work, though? I'm not sure if that works. I'm super duper curious if that works. Sniper body armor. It's letting me do it. I wonder if that actually gives you jet jump ability, because that'd be great if I can give you jet jump. It's just a huge amount of movement for... God, you look so funny. Oh, man. I don't know. Let's try it. We'll see how that goes. I can also direct to manufacture, but that is that takes time and resources that I don't have. So we'll see how this goes. Oh, it looks so strange. It looks really strange. Here, let me give let's do that. Give the heavy something with a little more padding, and then Sequel here has the interesting torso armor. We'll have to keep in mind that your torso armor doesn't have as much armor as we typically like you to have. We'll see if that works. If it does, then awesome. Fantastic. Okay, back. Simply just going in there, killing everything, no problem. And we're in. We are... just here. Okay. So typically there's just a couple enemies on this mission. Not a whole lot, but they are a bit rough to fight. And we'll get into that later on. Sniper. You can seem to do it. I wonder if you have a fumble chance, because it is technically not for your class. We'll find out about that. But quick run through of some stuff here. The jet jump here costs not only your action points, which are the blue bars that we've got down here and beneath the portrait and up here, but it also costs will points, which we only have 8 of. If we run out of will points, we panic. We can get will points back by opening chests, killing enemies, getting up to certain high ground areas that have a cool highlight. Like, I believe this is a willpower type area thing. If we get up to this room, because I imagine it's just like a strategic point, I think is what it goes for. So we get a bit of will if we do that. We can also open chests and kill enemies to do it. There's also an ability that I can do when I'm running low on willpower. We just kind of like calm down and relax. It consumes all of our action points, but it gives you a 50% of your max willpower back. So for you it'd be 4. So there's ways to counter it. Not a huge deal. You run out though, you panic, so you obviously don't want that. The action point system I really like in this though. We each have 4 action points remaining. Shooting the gun requires 2. Also the Overwatch, which we'll get into later on. And you can, instead of just like move and move or move and shoot or just shoot, as a lot of these games tend to be, you can do kind of whatever you want. And you can move and move, and we'll go ahead and move up to the window and check this out. We are draining the action points. So we're getting down to the point where we're not able to do another move and shoot, which is why everything is orange now instead of blue. And it's nice because you can then like step out of cover, shoot, step back into cover, or you know, just shoot twice in your turn if you don't move. Or later on, if you get an ability that allows you to move without spending action points,
I'm here.
you can just do that to move and then still shoot twice, and it's nice. I like it a lot. The Overwatch I also really like, because you can customize really heavily how you want the Overwatch to be. And it's nice because a lot of the time if you're fighting melee dudes and you Overwatch, you'll shoot at them as soon as you possibly can, which tends to be at kind of max range, and I really wish you just shoot a bit later when they get closer to increase your accuracy. So now you can. And I think it's a fantastic thing. Let's get these guys watching the door. Both of you. You can also see where the other people are overwatching, which is quite good.
5 by 5.
Sniper, I'm going to have you jump jet. Not up to the high ground straight away. Maybe, possibly a bit. So let's see about having a jump jet to like over here, if you can. Whee! Yeah, it seems like you can. You lost. No, you always lose till will. Okay. I thought you lost extra will or something for some reason. Huh. All right. And then we could technically pull out the pistol in Overwatch because the pistol just requires 1 action point to use. But I'll keep you safe. We'll end your turn there. Stand by. Neat. That's awesome that it works. I'm very surprised. I suppose, though, like, yeah, there'd be a chance to fumble, and when you level up to 4 or whatever it was, we'd multi-class you into a heavy, and then you'd by default get the opportunity to use heavy armor, and then we have a jetpack sniper. That sounds pretty awesome for mobility. I like the sounds of that. Seiko, you were the one who didn't have very much armor because we swapped your torso out, so I'll keep you back and safe. The cover system in this game, kind of sort of as you'd expect, but a little bit different because of the way aiming works and all that. There's no flanking mechanic. That just simply means that you're not in cover anymore, because it actually calculates every individual bullet that's fired to see if it hits or misses.
Gotta be quick.
So being behind cover obviously just allows you to be a little bit safer, you know, if that makes sense. But we'll get into that later on. Full body cover though allows your character to like kind of like, you know, sidestep a bit and shoot around, whereas the half cover, you're sort of just stuck kneeling. You can't look very well. But like here, we could imagine that you step out and fire, so overwatching in this direction, actually kind of worthwhile. I think I'll have you watch our flank though, in case somebody's coming down the side.
Overwatching.
And you will also have standby, and that's our turn. Whew. We hear a guy moving around in there. The sniper will be on top of that. And a second one up there. I wonder if there's just 2. There's probably more that we haven't heard. Well, let's get in there. Get in there and get overwatching. There is a stealth system in the game. I don't exactly know how it works. It's not very clear if things hear you or not.
5 by 5.
Like, we hear them moving. I just assume that they also hear us moving.
Standing by.
And also get you set up. Watching that door. If anybody comes through that door, they are super duper boned. And we'll run you up to the corner. And you can just hang out there. Sniper. Can't move very far. At all, which is why I was pretty hyped about the jetpack.
I'm going.
He's a bit around the corner. So we'll swap over to the pistol and we'll overwatch. If he ends up running up on us because he hears us or whatever, we'll just have you pistol shoot the wall. And he's pretty comfy hanging out there. Yeah, they're just hanging out. They're waiting for me a bit. But
On my way.
Joke's on them.
Covering.
I'll do another quick round of overwatch on the door. If he comes through, awesome.
All set.
Got that so covered. And we'll have you continue the overwatch down this alleyway. And Sniper. could have you scoot out a bit and fire and scoot back in, so I'll do that. Enemy spotted straight away. That's fine. Continue. He's not overwatching or anything, I think. You see 2 enemies. Ah, the door's open. Interesting, but you don't actually have... Ah, you just don't have vision of them. Well, maybe a bit him. Okay. So the aiming, you can either have the guys automatically aim, but since I technically don't see targets, it's not going to do that. So we're forced to do the free aim type thing, which is a really cool system because you can lock down certain body parts. Some body parts of enemies give them certain abilities, so taking out that body part's a really cool thing. You can also focus on the gun a bit nicer that way. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. I like it a lot. I think I'm going to go for the shot here. That leaves you with, yeah, you will have enough action points to get back, because it's blue, so you can still move there and shoot. So I assume shooting there, I can also then move there afterwards. So we'll take the shot. The outer circle, we're guaranteed to land a hit within. The inner circle, I think, is maybe like 50% chance. I don't really know. Shot missed. Glitch something out back there. Back into cover for you. And do what they do. They've definitely heard that. They're probably very much activated right now.
You're gonna get it now.
My turn.
Okay. Hi. You don't want to be here. Ooh. Oh, that was the big gun missing just then. And the other Overwatches didn't trigger? Excuse me? Hello? It's full body cover. We should scoot and you see him. Alright. Fine. I don't care. Let's scoot up with the heavy. Blast you again. I won't go free aim. Because the free aim with the heavy gun seems a bit buggy sometimes and it just flies right through. So we'll just have them auto aim. And she's out of here. God, that weapon is so satisfying. Absolutely flattened him. And then we can loot them and stuff. You? Yeah, you have proper vision now, so we'll take that shot. We'll go for, ideally, a bit of the head, but keep everything else in. Could also go for the gun, or an arm. The Bulldog AR-50 is a two-handed weapon, so disabling one arm would mean that they can no longer fire it correctly. You've also got grenades. I don't think you can shoot the grenade though and blow that up. That'd be awesome. You know what, let's go for an arm shot. Let's go for that. That hit the torso. And these guys, it doesn't tell you when I go into the info thing, but they've got return fire, which is what that is. It's kind of like a weak passive Overwatch. They only fire a couple times, but they do fire back. And if I go info, it doesn't tell me that they have that. I just have to assume, I suppose. So anybody who fires within like 18 tiles or whatever of them, they take a couple shots back at. It's annoying. I don't like it. I think it's kind of a stupid thing. I feel like Overwatch should just be Overwatch and that's it. There shouldn't be some like automatic passive business with it, but we'll move you up through the door. There is also a melee that I can do, which is quite strong. We want to go for a melee. Let's go for a melee. Bash them. It's only one action point. It won't kill them. Disable the torso, though. And they return fire. Point blank. Oh. Disabling the torso. They're now taking bleeding damage. 10 points per turn. And that'll happen until... I think it... Does it count down? I don't know. I don't think it counts down at all. That'll just happen until they medkit. But I don't think these guys have a medkit, so they're just going to die eventually. But we'll go for one more bash. Well, no. Let's,
All set.
Yeah, we'll run you back around. We'll get the other person up and at it. Because that actually hurt a lot. I'll run you up. We'll just take the shot.
Identifying target.
They're out of here. And run the corner. Okay. And you can't really do a whole lot. I'll keep running up with you. See if we can catch up to the guy in the far back. And then there was a second one somewhere, I think, right? Pretty sure.
Born again anarchist.
Yeah, you're still shooting at the sniper. Good luck hitting that.
Get it now.
Oh, you necked me. Good job. I'm pretty surprised. Interesting that we don't see him, though. How do we not see him? Oh, there we go. Now we see him. Weird. But if I shoot, I won't be able to move. But we see him at least. Overwatch, look over toward the wall. We will see about...
On the move.
Giving you a med kit for one. Because you could use the health. I don't want you dying. We'll just march our way up.
Ready for action.
And if anybody comes through that door, we're ready for them.
Advancing. I'm going.
Here should be alright. And we'll just keep you on standby. I think that's our turn.
My turn.
He's just overwatching.
All set.
Okay. I wonder if we can still blow his Overwatch. Probably not, because how Overwatch works, it's not like he has 360-degree vision. I think he's overwatching generally out his window in case this guy comes around.
5 by 5.
Or so. But like, what kind of angle do you think you have? I'll give you a grenade? Ugh. Yeah, that didn't actually hit him, even though it said it did. I figured as much. I expect that sort of thing in these games. It really looks like he's overwatching toward the door, though. He hears us coming up on him, and he's watching the door.
Advancing.
He's gonna shoot through the door. He shot through the door. Wow, your Overwatch is a little bit strange, sir. Huh. I was gonna just stand in front of the door and just get him next turn. Okay.
Repositioning.
I'll take a shot, I suppose. Return fire. Ugh. I really hate it. I hate it so much. I don't know why it exists. Man, if only this guy would, like, commit and come at me, you know? Get the sniper a little bit closer. Pull out the pistol. Oh, we have it out already. Okay, just end your turn there. Come out. Engage. Yes. Yes.
Identifying target.
Yes! We'll take out... Nothing of his is injured. Go for the arm. Disable this gun, so then all he's got is a grenade.
You like that?
There we go. Disable the arm. Now he can't use his gun, and he's bleeding. Yay.
5 by 5.
Can you... No, not quite. So it would be a weird angle for that. You can't quite make it all the way up there, apparently. What if I step out a little bit? How about that, then? Yeah. Oops. We'll try it and see.
I'm not skilled with this one.
Aha! Yeah, okay. Chance to fumble because it's not actually for you. I figured as much. Alright, we'll just run out and kind of stand out in the open. We'll go for a nice Overwatch type deal. Just anywhere over there. Just keep an eye out. And that's us. He escaped. He ran out. Okay. Wasn't the cleanest, but that is, to be fair, kind of a rough mission to do first off. That wasn't super great. I probably could have been okay just ignoring it and we come back to it later on. But oh well, we did it. Some injuries, not a huge problem. Bit of experience for people. Solus and Betor with a level. Congratulations, we got 5 points added to the global pool. Very cool. Future missions, I hope, go a bit faster.
I had always assumed the Phoenix Project would return one day, even after Symes disappeared. It seems to be the defining pattern of your history. Fall, then rise again. I wonder if this points to an underlying weakness or an underlying strength. I suppose time will have to tell. Time and the choices you make. After all, you are not necessarily defined by what has come before. You can be whatever your will allows you to be. That is the essence of the human experience.
What happened to those soldiers was disturbing.
That is why I did not intervene. We could have stopped those soldiers ourselves easily enough. But I needed you to see, to understand that far more is at stake here than just our ecosystem or our genetic purity. We are being robbed of what makes us human, our will. I fear neither the utopians at Sanhedrin nor those Anu fanatics really understand that. If you can recognize the real nature of the threat, perhaps we can work together on stopping it.
So he's given us 600 more materials, which is fantastic because we were pretty lacking in them. And also +4 attitude toward the Phoenix Project. And as you can imagine, he doesn't really like the other factions. It's a constant tug of war between them, trying to keep them all happy, but obviously in the end, you're probably only going to have one faction left remaining because the rest of them are wiped out or taken out or you raided them or whatever. With those materials, I think I just sit on them a little bit. We'll see about doing a little more scanning. You can see down here our general fatigue and also health. That all carries over until we go back to base and rest up. We're generally looking kind of okay, so I'll continue exploring. And the atmospheric analysis is finished up. Reprogramming of our satellite systems has revealed the extent of the new mist outbreak. The origin sites are in the coastal regions, as in the previous 2 incursions, but the activity level seems higher, posing a serious threat to the remaining life on Earth. Havens caught within the mist will be at risk of attack, so we should explore mist-covered regions thoroughly and defend any havens trapped within them. Our geoscape monitoring systems have been updated with current mist coverage, so we can see that now. And there it is, really close to our base. I'm curious how that's gonna work. In the tutorial, I started in, like, I think it was Egypt. Oh, there's also mist down there. Okay. I started, like, kind of far away from the coastline. It wasn't really a problem for me. We'll see how this goes, though. Continue on. Well, actually, we should probably go back to research and queue something else up. We can either research into New Jericho to find out more about them, we can reverse engineer the Bulldog AR-50, which is pretty tempting, or go for the Phoenix Archives, which would unlock then a bunch of other general stuff, and also a new main mission type thing. I'm going to go ahead and go for the reverse engineering of the Bulldog AR-50, I think. Do you want that? How's that compared to what we've got? 40 damage, 4 run burst, 20 range. A lot of ammo. Wow. 20 range, 44 and 20. Let's see what we've got here. Equipment. 36 round burst, 25 range. Also 36 ammo. 36 and 25. I think I'll pass. We'll go ahead and research New Jericho. It only takes 13 hours. Militaristic organization founded in the enigmatic billionaire Tobias West. Fine, we'll do it. We'll look into them a little bit. And I can also see and look at their haven and get info on it. When we're there, we can like raid stuff and steal things and all that. But they've got energy generation, residential district, elite residences, and research center. I don't really know what all this means for me, if anything. Their population is declining. Their military strength is only 9, which isn't that great. I don't know if I'd be able to take them on. Maybe. Production capacity 136 and 3,000 food supply, and they're currently free of mist. a lot of that doesn't mean anything to me right now. I'm not really sure how involved that all gets. And we need to explore this.